My God, it's the Undertaker! The Undertaker's here! I unmute my mic. There we go. All right. Hey, guys. Yeah, I live across the street from a church, so they're praising the Undertaker today. All right, so let me get everybody in here. I can. It's a warm, balmy day here in TBD, Massachusetts, just north of Boston. I'm going to, I think everybody's getting in here. Some people loading in. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Jody. Hi. All right, get more people in here. Just guys give it a heads up. I'm actually going to check right now because I think my phone's terrible. Let's see here. Let me see. I think I'm going to double check with Alex. Is the tube cast up? All right. I'm not sure if it's up yet, but we recorded it Tuesday. So I'm going to try something different today. I'm recording this, so this will be an abomination. But I'm going to try to post this later on the IWAR page, see if it works. I just ran to the supermarket and get my daily shopping stuff done, so that's all set. So congratulations to Darren on the Gold Federation title for Gentleman Jarvis. Well done. Getting more people in here, so don't mind me. We're up to 8. Let me see if I can universally unmute everybody. Oh, there we go. Has to unmute. Has to unmute. Has to unmute. I think as long as we can all behave and not scream at each other, should be good. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask or go in the chat thing, which is over here. There it is. Clickety clack. I can hear people. A little dark, I guess, but yeah. Let me do this. Ding. All right. Well, the porch is enclosed, so let me do this. See if that helps at all. A little bit. Anyways, it's nice and weather out here. I guess we'll get going. We got 8 people, so just a reminder, I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see what's going on, and I'll walk you through that. We had a pretty good cycle overall. We actually missed hitting all the IWAR leagues in the top 10 by 3 cards. So I'll keep my phone down here so if anybody messages me directly. But first things first, let me get my screen up and shared. Where are you? Where are you? Share screen. Where'd you go? Oh, there you go. Share screen. Boom. All right, so you guys will be all in this with me. So first thing I want to do is just talk about what gold did. So we had a drop this past cycle of 29.27. We're going. Oh, I think I got the wrong one up. Hold on, let me double check. No, I do. I have the right one up. Sorry, I'm just tired. Work late night. I've been working late, so you know, getting up the next day is always fun. All right, so let's look at what we have happening here. 90s at 44. We have 25s from 31 and 22. So let's look and see what else happened. So streamlining sake, and so you guys can kind of see I'm putting my money where my mouth is, so to speak. I'm going to have 3 strats determined by this session. So I'll get that in a second. So first up here, we have our federation drops as always. This is a little chart I use. If you're new, I use this to track what the drops were. These are the combos. So remember, when we talk about dropping the right hold, it's less to do about the value of that hold, a sense of like what the name of the hold is. Like, you know, I don't really care if it's atomic leg drop. I care more about what the value was. So we'll get into that. So steel dropped 29.28, iron dropped 28.26. Last cycle was 29.27, so those are all eliminated. Now, I always eliminate holds of 25 or combos of 25 because 25 never drops below 28. So that's considered a must-have. So in this case, I've erased or eliminated a bunch of options here, so you can see that. Our viable options, and what I've done here is I've kind of moved this into a new section now. Last time my gut said 31, and I was right. This time my gut says 59. We'll see. What I've done is I've broken this area here into 4 groupings. These are our options. Now, I'm ignoring 26s. Yes, 26s could drop again. If they did drop again, I'd be very perturbed, but that's okay. First set here are 29.26. Second set are 28.27. And then we have the 27s together, and then 27.26. The rumblings I'm hearing from most people, they're thinking 27.26, which means probably 29.28. Because, you know, right? So what I've done is I then break down the whole values, and then we have what they were the cycle before. So you might notice I've color-coded it to make it a little easier to notice. Green being 30, 25 in yellow, 29 in red, 28, 26 are kind of middle of the road. They're not bad or, you know, whatever, but 27 is good. Just to give some visual differences here. And what we're looking at is, you know, this group of options here. So what I've done is I always talk about diversifying your strats. And the idea is if you're going for the IWAR report, if that's your goal, if you've got a championship already, or if you're looking to make the title page, if you use the same exact strat for all 3 of your folks and you have a bad time, they're all having a bad time. Whereas if you spread it out and kind of cover some different bases, there's a good chance one of the 3 will do well, provided the back end is not a complete disaster. We'll go into that in a second. All right, so I have about 21 minutes here. So what I've done over here is, let me move this. I hope you guys can see that. It's not let me do that. There we go. Okay. So what I have here is LePage Turner in the BRL, Monster Truck Tanaka in the CWL, and the Teamster in the IWL. All 3 of whom have regional titles this coming cycle. And I'll probably just start doing this for every cycle for them. And the idea is that the strats we put together here are what I'm going to use these 3 variations. So kind of cut to the chase. I already loaded in the 30s, the 25, and both 25-point holds. I loaded in both 45-point holds and 90. So now we're down to simple things. Now, for the front 10, let's talk about that. So what I did is I put X's next to the ones that have been used. And that way, visually, as a way not to double a hold, I'm only going to put 1 hold in at a time. So in this case, we see 12s have been eliminated in 2 of my 3 strategies. Shush kitty. I know. Come here. Oh, say hello to the world. Some of you may know this cat. This is, oh my God, my pal, Martini. Say hello. Yeah, exactly. We'll double check our chat window too while I'm at it. There it is. Okay. Hello, folks. All right. So I'm going to go back to sharing. So the idea we want to make sure we're doing here is spreading out our numbers, covering our bases, not doubling holds. That's the worst thing you can do is double a hold. It's just like, it's like a mental lapse on our part. Now, I'll show you what I do on my own thing, just to give you an idea of how nerdy I am. On my gold tab, where I have all my strategies, where I have the workshop here, and I have Turner. So Turner doesn't have 12. 12's paired with 5, so he's going to have 5 somewhere. I'm going to roll the dice and say if 12 goes up, 12 goes down, 5 goes up for him. Say 5, which is 27, is going to go down for this one. So now 5 over here, say, it's a little higher, 5. Now I'm doing, you might notice this populates. So what you notice over here in gold in my chart, it's added to my strategies here too. And then when I go to my character wrestler sheet that I submit, it's over here too. I'm a huge nerd. Many thanks to Chris Capps for coming up with some of that system. So getting back to our workshop, we're going to go through here and going to plug these holes in. So 5's been done for all 3 fellows. So I'm going to knock that off. 12 is only going to be on this one. So I'm going to say 12 is over here. So now 12 is done. Now the 27s are all set. We've used up what we're going to or not going to use. Now the next step is 59s. So 59 is, of course, our 26-point hold. And we'll see 2 of the 3 aren't using it. So 33 going to be this option, and this option to do it. Now, some people will say like, oh, why does hold placement matter? Hold placement matters for a few reasons. One is the perfect point flow, which is your ultimate goal is to have this right here, which is all of your holds perfectly in a row, 30, 30, 29, etc. The second reason is you might want to move those around is for battle royals. Now in the IWAR particularly, their battle royals have, many of them have prizes, whether it's credit or free matches. So it's worth going into. And there's a chance, who knows, you might win the King of the Ring. Although the only person to ever win the King of the Ring out of the IWAR since we've been tracking back in 2010 is Bobby Bedlam. So Noble House in the house. So 59, 33, so 33 here, 33 here, 33 here. So 33 is set. I'm going to exit off. Now 59 only goes to use for the Teamster. I'm going to put it up here because why not? So now you'll notice what I'm doing is I go along here. I'm helping myself kind of narrow it down and focus it down and down, down, down. So I'm not going to miss any of the holds I'm using. I'm not going to double because I'm taking the steps to like mark it off. And a lot of people have said to me like, oh, I double the hold. Like you see that every so often, those 47, like 476, 468, 481. Like, what happened? How did you do it? Now, don't forget, when you double a hold, IWA does is say, let's say you put in 53 twice. You're going to use 54. At least that's the way it used to be. And analyze, whoever they do it nowadays, you double the holds. That's it. So let's see, 8 here, 53. So 8, everyone gets 8. So I'm going to say 8, which is worth 29 points. 8. Boom. I know this is jumping ahead for some of you guys. I know last time I did spend a lot of time breaking through the holds. I'm trying to get more to like get this out of the way, lock it down, then talk some. Reminder: the IWAR draft is coming up, and as a result of my work schedule changing out of the blue, moving the date from the 14th of October to the 15th, so from Wednesday to Thursday. I'll be announcing that. The last couple of days has changed. Work change. I hurt my back at work. So instead of working back to back nights and doing lots of lifting with the truck, I'm moving every other day. So that's why that's happening. So 53, there's no 53 for Tanaka, but 53, I'll say here. And I'll say no over him, sorry. And 53. And that means we're done with 53. 1. So everyone gets 1. So 1, whoops, not 11. And hold on, did I give myself, 5, sorry. So I'll give myself 1 here. I'm sure one of you guys, eagle-eyed guys, spotted that. So now we're gonna focus right here on the bottom 5. So let me pause, quickly make sure we got everybody. Whoop, hey, what did I just do? Make sure we get everybody, any notes? One chat, let's see here. Oh, So let's get back into this. Sorry. I just stop and make sure every so often that I'm not losing anybody in the chat group or saying anything. All right, so go away ideas. So I always do this too. Now this sheet online I can make available, but when I do the editing later, when I put this on, I'm trying to make like a 20-minute video about top, so I'll get all my gibberish and random cat stuff out of the way. Down here, don't forget you have the history. This is the average what the value has been worth. I use the value average only in determining what I consider the strong or the weak hold. So when I look up here and I do this part here, the red is the weaker of the two. Now you might notice sometimes like on 27 this month, both 5 and 12 have been 27.5 points of value in the last 15 or 16 cycles. I think it's 15 cycles. It's a longer dive, but really, again, it's all about the hold value number, not the hold itself. So let's look down here. So now we have 90. Of course, is the golden goose. We're going to use 90. Now, in the curveball era of the IWA, could 61 go to 45 and 90 go to 43? Yes, it could. And I'm going to move this over here to kind of show you why that can happen. So you see over here, 90's gone 44, 45, 44, 45, 44 the last 5 cycles. It has been 43 in a good time. So it could be that 61 goes up and 90 goes to 43. So if I want to play that card, I could say 61, and that would be like, oh, it's a risky play. Because you might notice 61 has been a dog for quite a long time. And you know what? If 90 is going to drop to 43, I'll hedge that bet. I'd rather have a solid front 10, like worth the max points, and lose 2 points versus rolling the dice on 61 and really not know. That might be in play there. Usually what I do, just so you know, I run Gina Colada in the BRL. I usually give her the most bizarre backward strategy, which is why she doesn't do very well. It hasn't worked yet. So the lesson there, I guess, is that everybody doesn't throw as many curveballs as we think. So looking at our numbers here, so we got 43 to look at. So 43, 63, 83. So 63, 83. We have values of 43.4, 43.3. And in the last, let's say 5 cycles, 63 has just started to come alive and been ripping along. 83 was good for a long time, kind of dipped down, went up, dipped down, went up. So what we're going to look at here is rolling dice either way. So you might say, all right, I'm going to go 63. Actually, no, I'm sorry, 83. Well, just so you know, what I do is I try to diversify my number. So for instance, I have like 6 or 7 singles wrestlers in the IWAR. And I try to give them different combos. So what I mean by that is like one will get 90 and 63, one will get 90 and 83, one will get 61 and 83, one will get 61, and I did this for a long time, and it's a mixed result. And what I like to do now is I try to not go all in, but I put more money on one hold. So I think 63 is the way it's going to be. I don't think they would totally scrap it down after just kind of coming back to life. Could they do a 90 to 43? Absolutely, but I'm going to play the odds or not, and I'm going to say 63 there. I'm going to say there, and we'll say 63 here. Not going to get in the curveball. Now we go to our 13th spot. Now, remember, our 45s from previous cycle are at 14 and 15 because the odds are very high. How high, you might ask? Higher than Snoop Dogg. You notice that 45s always go to 44 and 43. Every single cycle, the last 15 cycles. Boom, boom, boom. So for this case, what we're going to do is we're going to say that's going to happen again. We're going to put them at 14 and 15. Now, we're looking at 63, 83. That's out of the way. Look at 90. That's out of the way. We got our 14, 15 out of the way. Those 13 comes into play. So the question is it going to be a 42 that goes to 44 or 41? Now, over the past 3 cycles, one of the 41s has gone to 44 and one's gone to 42. And the 42s, one's gone down to 41 and one's gone up to 43. So sake of playing the safe odds, I'm going to go with a 41 here. and I'm going to say 62. I'm going to say, that's great, 5 and 62. So you notice here what I'm doing is I'm kind of going all in on certain holds, but I could also go back to 62 here. If you look over here, 62 has been kind of volatile, while 65 has been not as good. So I'd really lean more towards 62. I go 62 across the board. And that way you say, you know what? You're going all in. You know, the bad news is if 62 is a dud, that's not bad. I mean, that's like, I had Victor von Schnapp in the CWL for years. And he was my 6-man partner for the von Schnapps. So he got the back 5, he got both 44s. And I would usually give him a 42. And every so often he would do pretty well, all the time, but enough that I worked it. So what I'm hoping here is that everyone who's kind of watching this gets a better idea of sort of how the holds flow together. Oh, my share, stop. Zoom share, sorry. But the important thing here is, let me get back over here, is that we're all getting a better grasp on this. Let me go to chat. Any questions? Everybody, you guys can unmute yourselves, I believe. You want to officially ask you on mute, so see if that works. Do you have any questions or comments or ideas? Let's see here. I think it's pretty much in the bank here, so to speak. This cycle coming up is the second cycle in the Bound for Glory Tag Team Derby Triple D Cups tournaments. So that's going to be another round where somebody wins some IWAR credit, and we'll roll all that out at the end, because that way if somebody wins like 4 times, or they'll get it all at once. Let's see here. So over here, I just want to show this too. I always like to mention this. This is what I track the drops with. So one thing some people ask about as far as the numbers on this chart, these numbers here. So let me do this. So here, yeah. So these here are, the first number is how often it's dropped, and then the next number is the pair and pair, if you will. So 1-4 means it dropped once in the last 4 cycles ago is when it did. Whereas 53 dropped 3 times, most recently is 2 cycles ago. I'm also going to try something else this cycle, and that is a theory that Ryan came up with, Ryan G, IWL, and it worked last time I did it, so I'm going to try it again. And the trend he noticed is that if iron and steel both incorporate a particular value, so in this case, they both dropped a 28, so 29, 28, 28, 26. Then what he does is he says, oh, let's see if we ignore 28 as a drop option. So even though 28, 26 is an option, I didn't give it to anybody, but And it's my way of testing this theory a second time to see if it works out. Now, if it works out, there's some credence to it. So the next time it happens and go, well, iron did 27, 28, and steel did 27, 26. It won't be 29, 27. Maybe it works, maybe it don't. We're all going to find out together. Like I said, I have 3 title shots of these guys. If one of these clowns can win it, I'd be very happy. Let me get back here. I don't think anybody's missing. Waiting room. So that's good. All right. So any questions? We're almost done. I just want to open it up here. If anyone has any questions or comments, feel free. This cycle 2 coming up is a very important one, because we have IWAR championship matches. We have the Autumn Anarchy pay-per-view, the NWL's Clash of Champions pay-per-view, and the matches for those events happen this cycle with the right upcoming next cycle. And next cycle is going to be crazy, because after this issue, which has a draft preview in it, it's going to be a lot of fun. The draft preview is done. I'm actually almost done with the report as a whole. We have the IWAR draft. Remember, it's 10/15, October 15th, not the 14th. I got to change that date. And then we're going to have the wrap-up Tubecast on that. It really is the most fun we have all year. So I hope you'll take part. And if you're one of the guys going like, I wanted to be in the draft, but it's too late. It's not too late. You can always let me know last minute and say, hey, I want in. We'll get you in there. So any questions? No? If you don't, just try to keep this tight. I would encourage everyone to make sure your promos are in there. I know some people are really consistent with promos and they love reading the promos. Your promos make my job and every commissioner's job. Really appreciate when you do send things in. Some players who have asked for different images for their wrestlers. So the image if you have in mind, if you have one, that's fine. We'll do our best to get that in there. Strat wise, to get back over there, I would just say that, closing up here, in a nutshell, I'm trying to avoid 28s. We're running that theory that it's not going to repeat the same value drop 3 cycles in a row, or free 3 feds in a row. Oh, here we go. Okay, question here is, do I usually eliminate 143 and 144 in the back end? Yes, I do. Sometimes it's pretty glaring. Like this time, I'd say it looks like compared like 90-61. I don't think 61 is going to go up. It could. It absolutely could. But I just have a feeling that 90 is going to be 45 again. Of course, I've been wrong before. Right, Kat? But yeah, a lot of the time, not only the back 5, but the front 10 too. You'll see. Oh, did it go to in steel? Oh, now I went to 43. All right, well, maybe I'll play that card then. Anyways, I got to go and run out of time soon, and Zoom cut on me last time, like out of the blue early. So thank you to everyone who joined in. I'm going to try to post this in like an hour or two for the Pats start, maybe. And see, hopefully this helps. I hope everyone has some good luck this time. I'm working Tuesday, so I won't get home until like 1 in the morning, 12:30. So I'll be posting my stuff late from that, but lots going on. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Good luck. And I will catch you all later. 501 indeed.